Hi 5D Voyagers, welcome to a new moon reading in Virgo. Before I get started, a couple announcements. I am doing a yin yoga teacher training first week in October through Bonfire Hot Yoga in Beaverton, Oregon. Also, the 84 is returning to Junction Hot Yoga in West Seattle. And you can join me in Mexico for a Magical Musings retreat in February. New moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than to take. And this maybe can be giving to ourselves and maybe even examining in our relationships how we kind of take energetically from other people or expect other people to give to us what we are not necessarily giving to ourselves, because at the end of the day, your happiness always is inside of yourself, and that level of expectation or need can actually create some kind of disappointment surrounding that connection. When we're in a state of expectations, it's at a 250 frequency on the level of consciousness. But if we move into a place of neutrality or just trust in things, then we elevate our consciousness, even moving up to acceptance and then eventually up to peace itself. I'm going to be pulling from my favorite deck, the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, a few different cards for guidance. So I'm going to be pulling, what is the limiting belief? Let's do a limiting belief to release during this time. Oh, wow. Interesting. It's the Five of Pentacles. And so this is the blind leading the cripple. This is a kind of a lack mentality, kind of shutout mentality, looking at things in your reality. So the limiting belief to release right now is things that aren't happening, ways that we sometimes will focus things on lack instead of our abundance mindset or being infinitely abundant. So stepping back into gratitude and of the things that have happened, and what we focus on expands. So if we're focusing on the lack of something not happening, then that's going to continue to expand. Where if we switch our focus to what is happening, the things we are grateful for, then those things are going to expand for us. So in terms of relationships or friendships, and focusing on what's not happening with that, then that's going to continue to expand instead of, these are the things that are happening for me. In terms of money, additional income is coming in. It's not the amount that I want, but continually focusing on that. I was with my friend yesterday and he dropped a penny, and I was like, a coin and a castle is all the same in divine mind. Look at this penny. That's indication of abundance coming in, and that will continue to expand. So the limiting belief to release at this time is that lack mentality, that you don't actually have what it is that you want, but you always have what you want inside of your heart. You already have it inside of here. If you can hold it in your heart, eventually you can hold it in your hand. And sometimes when I feel myself in that craving state or that lower state of desire, which can create a level of expectation and then disappointment, I place my hands over my heart and I just say to myself, wow, I already have that inside of me. I don't even need it in the external world, because it's all just sensation. The things that show up in your external reality, you derive some kind of sensation for, but you're the one creating that sensation inside of you. It's not actually that physical thing in your reality that's creating the sensation. So you can always create the sensation of having that already for you. All right, what is the inspired action? And it's the Nine of Wands. So this is maybe somebody who's a little bit weary, been, putting in all this effort and momentum towards something. And the ways that we can actually kind of surrender in terms of our desires are either through detaching. We eventually get to a point of just complete exhaustion, and it's like, fuck it. Or we can intentionally surrender as well. When we surrender that when and the how to, the great mystery or awareness, we're allowing it to be exactly as it is right here. So it's surrendering it right now. So I imagined the end. Now I'm living in the present. So surrendering what it is that you think, how things should be right here and right now, knowing that your current reality is exactly enough as it is. You can always ask for more, but that everything is exactly how it needs to be. And that's part of that how and the when in terms of calling in certain kind of manifestations is maybe we've imagined a certain end and then it goes in a particular direction and it doesn't align with how we thought this should be brought in, but that's the element of surrender. I'm going to be pulling some additional guidance from the Animal Spirits deck. Interesting. And it's the crocodile energy. So that crocodile kind of sits below the surface. It's a very strong creature, but most of the time it's kind of pulled inward, and it's a stealthy predator, but it's kind of waiting things out. So just allowing things to be, being in that energy and your power, and just enjoying the process, but knowing that you're in that total power as well and that strength. But the crocodile, okay, maybe this is a little gruesome, but the crocodile waits as the, gazelle gets close to the water. It doesn't leap out and go towards the gazelle when the gazelle is away from the water. So just allowing things kind of to come to you and being in that total power. And crocodile's, one of those very powerful creatures, holding it in its jaw, able to clamp down on what it is that it wants and knowing that it's available to it. All right, and then let's do Universe Has Your Back. Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple of peace in the world. And that's totally true. Through prayer and meditation, we are putting ourselves in an elevated state of consciousness, vibrating at 600 on the 600 frequency. And that can entrain, I believe, at a place of peace is 750,000 souls are entrained when you're in a place of peace. And really what we truly want is peace in our reality. When you feel kind of anxiety towards something or something not happening or longing towards a certain person or you need something from somebody, it's because you want to feel peace inside of you. And it's always just sensation. It's the sensation you're creating. So one of my favorite mantras these past few weeks has been, I intend to feel peace in the present moment. And you can be in a total state of peace even if there's something you don't like, something you're angry about, something you're sad about. You can be at peace and feeling those things at the same time. And lastly, I'm going to be pulling from the Lover's Oracle. Wow. And this beautiful angel here. Got some rose quartz right at the third eye center. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There's no point to trying to change that which is beyond our control. So acceptance of the current reality. Again, acceptance is a higher level of neutrality. It's not just trusting the process, it's accepting the process itself, and it moves you into a higher state of consciousness. So accepting your feelings, accepting your fears, accepting your current reality exactly it is. You don't need to accept it as a fact that it will always stay that way, but just accepting it, accepting that the orchestration might be different than how you imagined. And one of the things I've been thinking about is, and I talked with another friend, this concept of should. Things should look this way. This should be happening. I should be at this certain point. Should is just a whip of shame. And shame is one of the lowest levels of consciousness. So when you're like, I've been asking myself, this should be this way. Why? Who told me it should be this way? It doesn't have to be this way to get exactly what I want. So releasing and accepting things exactly as they are. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you would like to support Free Tarot, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I love you, I value you, I accept you, so mote it be. As I speak it, I create it, sealed with a kiss. Bye.